Most everyone these days knows about yoga. They've either heard about yoga, or they think they can't do yoga, or they've seen a yoga magazine when they're at the checkout counter and at the grocery store, and it's typically a lithe white woman, you know, in kind of a bendy pose. I was invited to offer a yoga class at Westminster last spring, and I decided to try it out in the fall because it would be an experiment, because they'd never offered anything like this before. What I really was very excited about offering is a yoga class that kind of busted the myths of what people had in mind about yoga. All right, welcome everybody. This is our final class for this series. Thank you so much for showing up. What I really like to call it is yoga for the rest of us. Folks that want to feel better in their bodies. They want to stretch. They want to find balance. That's often what the main motivations for people to show up at a yoga class, whether it's at a yoga studio or in something like this. But the challenge and the opportunity is to provide that for everyone, no matter their age, no matter their physical limitation. I have, you know, late 30s moms that have dropped their kids off at school coming to class. And I also have a group of 70-something-year-old men that all cycle together, and they come to yoga and then they go to cycling. And then I have some probably in their early 80s-year-old women that are coming. So that's a pretty big generational spread. So what I really do is to focus on clean, simple postures. You know, yoga is about linking or yoking breath with movement. So, you know, in order to make it accessible, I talk through the poses in very simple terms. I don't use complicated language. And we harness the power of the breath that we work on in the beginning and link it with the movement. Really, the foundation is all about the breath and how it can actually open you up and enliven your experience and become more present and more aware of your surroundings. Hands up. I'm very focused on moving safely, so I want people to see it demonstrated before I talk them through it so they can understand. I don't want to create knee problems, especially if they don't exist. So I want to go and I give individual support to or assist, as they call them, to the students. It's called yoga practice, specifically because we're practicing. We're falling. A lot of students say, am I doing it right? And I think the most important thing is that it's what feels good in your body. It's the opposite of achievement yoga, at least what I'm leading. It's what's going on inside and how it feels to you. Then you're doing the pose right. You know, I've struggled myself with some issues for me physically this year, so I myself have had to adapt. So that's been interesting, to be struggling with my own physical limitations and then teach my students. But I'm embodying how to modify. What I really love when I look at students and their eyes and when they light up, either in practice or after the class, and you see that aha moment where people really feel, wow, I just had a magical experience. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I really appreciate being here.
Erin is this most amazing, embracing, permissive, warm, loving blessing of a teacher, right? She just says, you know, here's what you should do, and here's some variations, and if that doesn't work, try this and this and this. And after the first time, I came out of it, you know, an hour later with my energy levels brimming and spilling over and getting my shoes all wet. I mean, just filled up.
Her talking us through every movement and helping us has just been so different than any other class I've ever taken. So, and it's gentle.
I love the challenge. I love offering it to the community at large. I love seeing the way people light up when they get it in their own way, in their own bodies. So I just love everything about it.